Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's weekly Wednesday night brawl. We are now dealing with the aftermath of Summer Bash, where Dio Sebastian has beaten Hercules for the World Heavyweight Championship via tap out. Also, speaking of tap out, we have Brenda Bison, who is now the new women's champion after defeating Amanda Price in a submission match. The Hardy Boys have defeated the Dudleys for the tag team titles. And Steven Dynamite has successfully defeated Andre Armstrong in a best 2 out of 3 falls match at the main event of Summer Bash. Who knows what tonight will bring? What will be the aftermath of Sunday's pay-per-view event? Let's find out tonight on Grand Tour Wrestling Wednesday Night Brawl. And here comes Dio Sebastian making his way to the ring with a microphone in hand, ready to address the crowd after his victory from Summer Bash last Sunday. The new World Heavyweight Champion making his way to the ring. Miami, Florida! I did it! I finally did what I set out to do. No cheap tricks, no outside interference, no cage to escape from. I face this mighty Hercules one-on-one, man-to-man, and I am standing before you here in this stadium, the World Heavyweight Champion. After all the doubts I had in myself in the middle of the ring at Summer Bash, I made this unbreakable, unbeatable, this mighty Hercules tap out. I defeated this man in the most undisputed way possible and made him submit his championship to me, fair and square. I am Dio Sebastian, son of the great Demon Sebastian, proud older brother of the witch who is without a shadow of a doubt the greatest woman to step into a GTW ring. I am the World Heavyweight Champion, and at Summer Bash I proved what we all knew Hercules to be: a false god. And now I stand before everyone here at Miami, Florida, at the Hard Rock Stadium to announce that I will be fighting, that I am a fighting champion. So the question is, who is next? Whoever it is, I'll be waiting for you at Dystopia. I'll see you soon. And here goes Dio making his proclamation that he is a fighting champion and he is willing to take on any challenger. But who will challenge him coming this weekend on Dystopia? Ladies and gentlemen, we're coming up to our opening matchup for tonight. We're going to have Benjamin Bourne taking on Mayhem Black in one-on-one singles action. Benjamin Bourne had his Intercontinental Championship title shot against Chosen. However, he fell short and was not able to secure the victory. Will Benjamin Bourne be able to get some redemption as he takes on the Brawler, Mayhem Black? Find out next, right here on Brawl.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Green Bay, Wisconsin, weighing in at 244 pounds, Bad Boy Benjamin Bourne.
Benjamin Bourne with a devastating loss against Chosen at Summer Bash. We're now here 3 days later on Wednesday Night Brawl, where he'll be in tonight's opening match against Mayhem Black. He's now back at square one if he wants to get any championship matches anytime soon. However, the crowd here at Hard Rock Stadium at Miami, Florida is absolutely loving his appearance.
And his opponent from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 255 pounds, the Brawler, Mayhem Black.
The Destroyer, Mayhem Black, making his way to the ring in his GTW debut. Coming from the indie scene, he's just signed over, ready to take on one of the best wrestlers in the mid-card roster. Who will come on top? Will Benjamin Bourne get his redemption from his big loss from Summer Bash, or will Mayhem Black make an impressive debut here tonight? Mayhem Black starting off strong with a strong right hook on a Benjamin Bourne, and there he is, locking in the leg. Already, Mayhem starting off with a huge debut right here on Brawl. The two men locking up. Benjamin Bourne reversing the Irish whip into the corner with a right hook of his own. He gets across and a big spear by Benjamin Bourne. Mayhem Black coming back strong though. He goes for a grapple. Here goes Benjamin Bourne, lifting him up. And what a devastating maneuver by the natural bad boy. Both men known for their devastating striking styles. Bourne going across the ring, landing the high-risk maneuver. Now here he is, working on the arm of Mayhem Black. Mayhem Black, known for wrestling in the indie scene and underground promotions such as GCW, Pre-Pro Wrestling. He's been seen wrestling in the Japanese circuit. He's also been seen in the Luchador Underground. But now here he is, fighting in the big leagues, in this massive stadium here in Miami, Florida. There's a ref with the count. 1, 2, but Mayhem kicks out of Benjamin Bourne's pin. The two men now taking it outside the ring. Here comes Benjamin Bourne with a huge body slam onto Mayhem Black. The fans right here in Miami going absolutely nuts at the Hard Rock Stadium. And there's Mayhem getting his bell rung right into the ring steel post. Here comes Bourne, rolling his opponent back into the ring, breaking the countout. He's now keeping the pressure on with those kicks. Natural bad boy Benjamin Bourne coming off the top rope with a swanton. Here comes the pin. 1, 2, no, Mayhem manages the kick out. Fatigue not setting in from Benjamin Bourne from his matchup on Summer Bash. He's well rested and twice as focused as he was before. I'm sure this man has had a lot to think about after losing his title shot against Chosen. And he's here out to prove that he's still worthy of being at the top of GTW. Taking out his frustration on his brutal assault, Mayhem Black is not having a very good time at his debut, but it seems things are suddenly turning around for Mayhem. Here he is with a devastating right, and he follows up with a German suplex. He's bringing him up, and he follows up with a clothesline. He now lining Benjamin Bourne up. And it looks like he used a move similar to Dio Sebastian's End of Days. Benjamin Bourne able to get this kick out on 2. There's Mayhem driving Benjamin Bourne right into the turnbuckle. And it brings across the ring right into the other corner. He's just throwing it around like a human battering ram. Benjamin Bourne going for the counter. Getting those strikes in that he's so famous for. Now brawling style coming into handy. And he slams Mayhem right into the ring. The two now getting into a striking contest. Bourne going for his famous chops. Mayhem going with a receipt. The two just smacking each other in the chest and face again and again. Having a constant see which one of these two competitors is more man than the other right now. And here comes Bourne coming back. Mayhem not giving up though. And the two now just laying in their fists right into each other's skull. We're having an all-out brawl right in the middle of the ring. Benjamin Bourne rolling Mayhem into a pin. 1, 2, but Mayhem kicks out. Here comes Bourne being thrown outside the ring. The referee's starting to count out as Benjamin Bourne seems to have a little trouble outside. Mayhem now meeting him out. The count starting over. This is Mayhem Black's debut here in GTW. He's looking to make a name for himself right now. Not letting out the pressure on Benjamin Bourne as he climbs to the top turnbuckle. And he comes in with an elbow, but nobody home. Benjamin Bourne rolling out of the way at the last seconds. Benjamin Bourne looking for that top rope maneuver himself. Mayhem able to see it a mile away though. That might have not been the best strategy on Benjamin Bourne's part. And here comes a turtle, and here comes a huge scoop slam by Mayhem. And another power move. Was going for the victory here. 1, 2, but no, Benjamin Bourne with the shoulder up. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a comment from our live chat section from Bowling God 74. Can you dig it, sucker? We want tables. Benjamin Bourne being pinned here. And once again, kicking out. You can visibly see the frustration on Mayhem Black's face here in his GTW debut match. There he goes. Looks like he's aiming to slam him. Oh, right onto the steel apron. The steel rim apron. It's a metal rim around the ring, folks. And it hurts a lot. It hurts a lot. And Mayhem adding even more punishment, showing a feat of strength as he just drops Benjamin Bourne about 10 feet right onto the ground outside the ring. Benjamin Bourne trying to fight back against Mayhem. He throws it back into the ring, going to break the count out here. He gets onto the top turnbuckle. Here he is, taunting his opponent, playing to the fans of GTW here at Hard Rock Stadium. Live in Miami, Florida. Mayhem seems to be in a lot of trouble as Benjamin Bourne lines him up. But looks like he's setting him up for the bad boy cutter. 1, 2, 3, and Benjamin Bourne gets the win. And what's this? Chosen coming out to the entrance. The Intercontinental Champion seems to be giving Benjamin Bourne his flowers. Benjamin seems to be very confused. It was Chosen who defeated him at Summer Bash, retaining his Intercontinental Championship. Benjamin Bourne seems to be very confused by Chosen's appearance here. We can only see where this is going to go. The story may progress further on Dystopia this Friday night. Ladies and gentlemen, we got more to come. Later on, we're going to have the Headbangers taking on what seems to be a very odd tag team combination as the super violent and super serious Nathan Gray will be teaming up with the not-so-serious Barry Jenkins in tag team action. That'll be coming up soon tonight on Brawl. But first, we're going to take a quick 2-minute break. My oh my, if it isn't the former women's champion, the great Amanda Price. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Tell me, Amanda, how does it feel losing your women's title, tapping out to Brenda Bison on Summer Bash? I must say, for me, it was very satisfying watching you surrender to someone superior to you. I don't know, Rebecca. I was actually about to ask your boss Hercules the same thing after he lost his heavyweight title when he tapped out to Dio. Or better yet, Empress Choi, how did it feel when the witch knocked you out cold in your last women's standing match? To be honest, it was very satisfying watching you get put in your place by someone superior to you. Oh, so you got jokes, huh? Better a knockout than a tap out. Okay, Troy, well maybe we better settle this tonight in the ring. Me and you, one-on-one, how does that sound? You better bring your A-game, Price. I hate for you to be humiliated for a second night in a row. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back and the challenge has been laid down. We got Amanda Price going one-on-one with Rebecca Troy tonight after a confrontation in the backstage area. But first, we got some tag team action coming on as Mosh and Thrasher, the Headbangers, go 2-on-2 with a very odd combination of Barry Jenkins and Nathan O'Gray. Nathan O'Gray, known for being extremely violent in the hardcore division here in GTW and extremely serious. He's all about business. And then you got Barry Jenkins, who represents Sugar and Spice. Very flashy and very out there. And tonight, the two have been booked together to take on the Headbangers in a tag team exhibition match, and this is going to be quite a spectacle to see how these two work together tonight against this official tag team. Ladies and gentlemen, Barry Jenkins and Nathaniel Gray versus the Headbangers, coming up right now on Brawl.
The following contest is a tag team match set for one fall. Introducing first, from Houston, Texas, weighing in at 275 pounds, Nathaniel Gray!
Nathaniel Gray, big on the hardcore scene here at GTW. He is a former hardcore champion, and he might be a little bit out of his element tonight, as he has the opposite of a tag team partner working with him tonight. However, Nathaniel Gray, he's always about business. It doesn't matter who his partner is. If he's booked for a match, he's willing to fight. After all, that's why he's here in Grand Tour Wrestling. He's the personification of the name of tonight's show, Brawl. He's always here for a fight. The fans here at the Hard Rock Stadium, home of the Miami Dolphins, going crazy for Nathaniel Gray, the man of hardcore.
And his partner from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 212 pounds,
Barry Jenkins, another fan favorite here in GTW, known for his flashy style, representing sugar and spice, making his way to the ring. We got a man who's all gray, tag teaming with a man full of color right here tonight. Sugar and Spice is the name of the game for Barry Jenkins. He says some of his biggest inspirations in pro wrestling were names such as Ric Flair, Billy Gunn, his motto, if it ain't flashy, it ain't worth fighting.
combined weight of 488 pounds, Mosh and Thrasher, the Headbangers.
Mosh and Thrasher, the Headbangers, veteran tag team coming out to the ring. These two formerly have wrestled for the WWE back in the Attitude Era. Always down for a fight. These two love moshing and violence so much they'll even clash against each other. Metal is the name of the game when it comes to these two men. And here comes the bell. We're starting off with Thrasher and Nathaniel Gray in his tag team match. Thrasher already starting his thrashing onto Gray as he throws him into his partner's tag team corner. And here comes Mosh, now the legal partner. A double team teamwork maneuver as Thrasher Irish whips Nathaniel Gray into the ropes and comes off with the clothesline. And I wonder what's going on with Mosh right now, as he just completely left the ring and walked out to the stage. I think it might have hit his head a little one too many times. I don't even think he realizes where he is right now. I think he just realized what he did, and now he's making his way back into the ring. But I guess that's what happens when all you do is headbutt for the majority of your matches. You lose some of your brain cells and start to wonder where you are. Now that Mosh has snapped back into reality, he's now back in the ring as Nathan Gray is helping him lose a little bit more of his brain cells right now. Going on his onslaught attack, Nathan Gray, known for his vicious striking style. 3 of these 4 men known for their hardcore matches. Nathan Gray, once again, a former hardcore champion. He was on the attack, and Barry Jenkins seemed to want to get a few licks in. Nathan Gray getting in a bit of a confrontation with his tag team partner, and it might have cost him the advantage in his tag team matchup. Here comes Mosh, Irish whipping Nathan Gray into his partner's corner. He tags in Thrasher, with 2 using their teamwork once again as they set him up for what appears to be a double suplex by the Headbangers. Thrasher, now the legal partner. Nathan Gray seems to be in a lot of trouble. He is yet to tag out in this tag team match. Meanwhile, both Headbangers remain fresh as they're intertwining, inter-switching in and out of this match. Thrasher and Nathan Gray taking it outside the ring as Thrasher slams his head into the steel rim of the ring. As requested by Nathan Gray and the Headbangers, who are used to their hardcore matches, have asked that there will be no countout in this tag team match. No, I am mistaken. There was a countout. Oh, I'm just getting word that Charles Elliott actually denied their request for a countout, saying that is a stupid idea, letting these 2 fight outside the ring. They will absolutely kill each other, and I couldn't agree more. Barry Jenkins finally getting the tag in, now the legal partner in this tag team matchup. We got Mosh lining him up. And a flying clothesline off the top turnbuckle. 1, 2, but Barry Jenkins kicks out. The 2 men now getting back inside the ring. Here comes Thrasher with the Irish whip to the corner once again, tagging in Thrasher. Headbangers with pristine teamwork in his tag team match. Another double suplex by the Headbangers. Jenkins seems to be in a world of trouble right now, as once again the Headbangers using their teamwork, both of them stomping on Jenkins right now in the corner. And here comes the count. 1, 2, but Jenkins gets the shoulder up. Mosh throws him to the turnbuckle. But this time, Jenkins counters with an elbow. He comes out with a hot clothesline, knocking Mosh down. Here he is, just beating on top of the skull of Mosh. We already commented how he lost a bunch of brain cells, where he didn't seem to know where he was earlier, just walking outside the ring. What Jenkins is doing is definitely not good for this competitor. Barry Jenkins now tagging in Nathan Gray, who's going straight for the pin, but he's using the ropes as leverage. However, Mosh still able to kick out despite the dirty tactic by Nathan Gray. But now goes for underhook suplex. He rolls him over. And what a maneuver by Nathan Gray. Barry Jenkins now being tagged in. There goes Jenkins, now working on the leg of Mosh. Trying to tear that leg ligament. If he can't stand, it'll make him much easier to defeat in this tag team match. And here comes Jenkins tagging in Nathan Gray. The two now displaying some teamwork here. Jenkins holding him still as Nathan Gray goes for a hammer, doing damage to the arm. However, Mosh was able to counter with the pin. No avail. As Nathan Gray rolls out of the ring, Barry Jenkins gets a cheap shot in, giving Gray the advantage, but no! Mosh manages to counter. Nathan Gray now in the corner. We got Mosh just choking him out with the bottom of his boot there. Now tagging in Thrasher. Thrasher now tagging in Mosh. The teamwork between the headbangers is completely impeccable tonight. He's locking him, throwing Gray into the corner. Gray gives him a receive with an elbow. A kick to the sternum. And he lines him up. And here it comes. Snake Eyes into the top turnbuckle. Mosh sneaking in the possum pin. Nathan Gray kicking out on one. And what a drop kick by Mosh as he walks over Thrasher, tagging in his partner. Thrasher going for a right hook. Nathan Gray blocks and counters. He goes for a German suplex, but no. Thrasher turns it around. And a strike to the throat, knocking Nathan Gray down. Knocking the wind out of him. He goes for the leg drop. One, no! Barry Jenkins breaks up the count. Thrasher can't allow himself to get distracted by Jerry Bankins right now as Nathan Gray stays hot on his tail. And what a knee to the face, pulling his arms in for leverage, driving the knee full force right into the side of his head right there. Jenkins following up with an elbow strike of his own. Here comes Thrasher countering Barry Jenkins. Here comes the Irish whip into the corner. He tags in Mosh. The two, double Irish whipping Jenkins. Kick him, and here comes a double suplex. Wait, no. They completely turn that around, giving Jenkins falling flat on his face. And that was twice the power from both men. Jenkins with an elbow to Mosh. Mosh saw the second elbow coming now. He brings it to the turnbuckle, slamming his face into the top. But Jenkins trying to fight back. Here comes Mosh, setting up for a grapple. And his face planted right into the ring canvas. Barry Jenkins seems to be in a lot of trouble as he struggles getting to his feet. But he comes out of nowhere with a drop kick, knocking Mosh down. Barry Jenkins climbs to the top rope. No, he decides to cancel the move out as he sees Mosh tagging Thrasher. He now has Thrasher trapped in the corner. Thrasher trying to fight way out of it. He comes in with a cross-body splash. Nathan Gray trying to get that tag in. He's looking for that tag right now. He knows Barry Jenkins is in trouble. Thrasher going for the kick break. Barry Jenkins sees it coming, comes in with the clothesline. Jenkins twisting the arm and then throwing an elbow, trying to break the arm of Thrasher, but Thrasher able to come back with another cross body splash. He throws Jenkins to the corner. He tags in Mosh. And again, the teamwork between the Headbangers is absolutely amazing right here at Hard Rock Stadium. We are celebrating the last days of summer in this outdoor stadium here on Wednesday Night Brawl, a follow-up to Summer Bash which took place last Sunday on PLE, live streaming right here on Twitch. The VOD is still up and will continue to be up until this Sunday. So if you haven't had a chance to see the pay-per-view live, you still have your chance to catch the VOD up until Sunday night. And let me tell you, what a show it was. However, the excitement seems to be right here on Brawl in his outdoor stadium. Barry Jenkins tagging in Nathan O'Gray. Barry Jenkins holding up Thrasher. Sid's Gray because of the hammer down to the spine, nearly breaking Thrasher in two. Gray now lining him up for the finisher. With the leg sweep, he keeps him down. But no, Mosh able to break up the pin, preventing a 3 count. Neil Gray now giving Barry Jenkins his chance to go flashy as he gets to the top rope. From across the ring, folks, he gets the elbow drop. 1, 2, no! Thrasher kicks out. I was so sure he was going to get the 3 count on that one. What an incredible display right now as Barry Jenkins, with his flashy style, jumps all the way across the ring with the elbow. Now he's showing his raw power on Thrasher as he slams him 10 feet from the air. He drives him away to try to prevent the rope break. He might have given Thrasher a little too much time to recover as the Irish Whip strings to the corner. Mosh getting a shot from behind as Thrasher now works on him. Thrasher now tagging in Mosh. The two kicking Barry Jenkins down that corner, double teaming him. And there's Mosh choking Jerry Bankins with the bottom of his boot there. Headbangers showing an amazing display of teamwork in this match as they slowly dissect Barry Jenkins. And there's a body slam by Thrasher. He makes his way to the second rope. Barry Jenkins crawling towards Nathan Gray, trying to get that tag. And he makes it. Nathan Gray now the legal man. Thrasher tagging in Mosh as they go for another double team maneuver, trying to make quick work of Nathan Gray. And what a double team move by the Headbangers. Mosh now goes for the count. 1, 3, no, 2 count. It was a 2 count. Nathan Gray getting his shoulder up at the very last moment. There's a body slam by Mosh. An Irish whip into the corner once more. The Headbangers absolutely dominating in this tag team match as he comes in with another body slam, setting him up as he climbs to the top rope here with a mega elbow drop. Mosh now tagging in Thrasher, looking to finish this match off. There he is, setting him up in a powerbomb position. And you can hear the thud echoing all across the stadium. Nathan Gray though coming back. He's trying to fight back. Thrasher not allowing though. He's throwing those elbows to the side of the temple. Here comes a forward It looked like a forward suplex by Thrasher. He now goes for the pin. Barry Jenkins breaking up the count. Thrasher now going for a suplex, taking out Nathan Gray's tag team partner right now. Nathan Gray laid out outside the ring, but Nathan Gray able to come with the suplex. He's lining Thrasher up. But Thrasher able to counter. And here's a hip toss. Thrasher coming in with a huge neck breaker. Mosh and Barry Jenkins fighting outside the ring. It is now coming down between Thrasher and Nathan Gray for the win. 1, 2, 3. And Thrasher gets the win for the Headbangers. What a matchup this was, folks. I knew this was an odd couple right here, putting Sugar and Spice with Gray. These two have never worked with each other before and have completely style of personality and styles of wrestling. In the end of the day, these two just weren't able to mash up enough to take on the tremendous teamwork of Mosh and Thrasher, the Headbangers. Nathan Gray here, going for his finisher move, trying to take out Thrasher. And an amazing across the ring elbow drop by Barry Jenkins, who I was so sure was able to pick up the win from this, but Thrasher able to kick out. Thrasher with an amazing forward suplex. And here's where it all went downhill, where Barry Jenkins and Mosh started brawling outside the ring, leaving no one to break up the count for Nathan Gray, allowing Thrasher to get the 3 count.
Here are your winners, Mosh and Thrasher, the Headbangers.
And the Headbangers pick up the win in tonight's tag team matchup. The two now celebrating in the ring with a good old-fashioned mosh pit. Ladies and gentlemen, when we return, we'll be hearing from Brenda Bison as she'll be addressing the crowd about her win for the women's title. And here comes Brenda Bison making her way to the ring, ready to address the crowd after winning the women's championship against Amanda Price at Summer Bash. Yes, go ahead and boo me, but don't forget who it was that defeated Amanda Price, making her tap out, whether you like it or not. I am the women's champion now. I have the power in this. Wait, what's this? Here comes Akima Sake coming out to the ring with a microphone. Congratulations, Miss Bison, on your victory. As you know, on September 20th, the GTW will be holding a very special PLE event in my home country of Japan. Miss Bison, it would be my honor if you would be kind enough to grant me a championship match. Win or lose, I wish to compete in front of my family, in front of my people. It would be an honor. You wish to have a title shot against me in your home country? Even though I have already defeated you 1 week ago on Dystopia. Yes, Miss Bison, it would be an honor to face a champion of your caliber in front of my people. Please give me the honor of having this title match in my home country. Well, let me think about it. No. Brenda Bison completely turning Akima Saki down cold. Akima asking for the honor of having a women's title match when GTW comes to Japan on September 20th for its PLE event, the Rising Sun. But it seems Brenda Bison wants absolutely nothing to do with Akima Saki, thinking very little of her. Ladies and gentlemen, still coming up tonight, we have, after having a confrontation in the backstage area, Amanda Price will be going one-on-one with Rebecca Troy tonight on BRAWL. That'll be coming later tonight. But first, we'll be back after a quick 2-minute break. What the hell are you smirking at, Dynamite? You, the mighty Hercules, without a title. It's funny, after all your tyrannic rule, after all the wrestlers and staff you have bullied in the back here at GTW, you're just no match for me, and you don't seem to be a match for the great demon, Dio Sebastian. I'm sorry, I have important business tonight, Dynamite. Is there a point to all this? The point is, Herc, you lost your power, and you're not going to get away with being a bully anymore. You are a false god, and the two champs in GTW right now are the Sheriffs. A false god, huh? If I remember correctly, I was the one who pinned you last week on BRAWL when I broke you in half with my mighty spear. You got lucky in a tag team match. Let's see how you do one-on-one tonight. Very well, Dynamite. I'll face you in tonight's main event. 1-on-1. But if I win, if I beat you tonight, I want a shot at your Grand Tour title. If I win, you must agree to make me the next #1 contender. Okay, Herc, you're on. If you manage to beat me 1-on-1 tonight, I'll give you your title match in Japan. But for tonight, Hercules, you have been chosen. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we are just moments away from a one-on-one matchup between Rebecca Troy and Amanda Price. Earlier in the backstage area, Rebecca Troy had confronted Amanda Price, taunting her about tapping out to Brenda Bison on Summer Bash and losing the Women's Championship. Amanda Price had a lot to say when she brought up that Hercules, her boss, had lost to Dio Sebastian the same way, and now he no longer holds the World Heavyweight title. And further, to bring insult to injury, brings up how Rebecca Troy was knocked out by the Witch in the last woman standing match on Sunday's pay-per-view event. However, right now on BRAWL, these two women are about to settle the differences in the ring. Rebecca Troy versus Amanda Price coming up right now on Wednesday Night BRAWL.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring, representing the Old Gods from Newark, New Jersey, the Olympian Rebecca Troy.
Here comes Rebecca Troy, who suffered a massive defeat in the hands of the Witch on Summer Bash. Remember, for anyone who was not able to catch the live stream event, Summer Bash will have a VOD up on Twitch up until Sunday night. You have until Sunday night to catch up on the action. But for now, we got a one-on-one matchup against Troy and Amanda Price right here on BRAWL, live at the Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida, home of the Miami Dolphins. We're now celebrating the last days of summer in this outdoor stadium in this special edition of Brawl. But before we go further, we have some comments from the live stream chat section. We got Bowling God saying, "Get bandies from him, he's hurting," probably referring back to our last matchup. And we got comments from JPros5 saying, "Don't try this at home." Indeed, what a great message to give to the fans of GTW. These are trained professionals who know exactly what they're doing. Do not try this at home. Do not try this in school. This is a work of fiction and a work of professionals. Please do not emulate anything you see in the ring. Right now, everyone's got to be wondering how confident Troy is going into this matchup after losing by knockout by the Witch in that last women's standing match. You can tell the Witch was giving out all her hate as she went all out on Troy on Sunday. Another woman who might not be coming to this match feeling confident, Amanda Price, the former women's champion.
And her opponent from Allentown, Pennsylvania, Amanda Price.
Amanda Price from Allentown, Pennsylvania, trained by an Olympic wrestler, has shown peak technical wrestling prowess here in GTW, going as far as winning the women's championship, but her title reign came to an end at Summer Bash when she lost to Brenda Bison in a submission match. Brenda Bison defeating Amanda Price in one of the most humiliating ways, forcing Amanda Price to surrender to her technical skills. I'll tell you, Price looking a little naked right now without the title belt around her waist. Neither woman looking too confident right now, but they're ready to settle their grievances on each other in this one-on-one singles matchup. Here comes the bell, the two women being in the center of the ring, the two grappling up. Amanda Price, completely known for her technical style, but Rebecca Troy, if anyone knows Amanda Price, it's Rebecca Troy. Just like the Witch, Rebecca Troy has had a long rivalry with Amanda Price, facing her many times for that women's championship. The belt changing back and forth between these two over the course of many years. Here comes Rebecca Troy coming off the second rope, but Amanda Price saw it coming. She was able to catch Rebecca and gets her with a scoop slam. Amanda Price again showing her technical skills in the ring, showing her training, her Olympic training coming into action in this matchup. The two women now locking up once more. Now it's Amanda Price trapping Rebecca Troy in the corner. The referee trying to break the two women up, and there's Troy with a cheap shot to the sternum of Amanda Price. Amanda now has Rebecca Troy against the ropes. The referee once again trying to break it up, but Amanda Price keeping on the pressure on Rebecca Troy, and arms her to the ropes, and a huge knee to the gut, taking Rebecca Troy down. Here comes Price, now lining her up. But Troy going to fight back. Amanda Price, though, regaining the advantage in this singles women's matchup, nailing Rebecca Troy's head into the top turnbuckle. The two women now fighting outside the ring. Rebecca Troy quickly rolling in. The two having a brawl in the middle of the ring now. And here comes Rebecca Troy trying to sneak away out. And there's the witch! The witch is not having any of it. Rebecca Troy trying to sneak her way out of this one-on-one competition. And there's the witch who, once again, putting Rebecca Troy in her place. Remember, it was the witch who had defeated Rebecca Troy in the last women's standing match, knocking her out for the win. And here she is again, not allowing Rebecca Troy to escape this one-on-one matchup. She throws a right back in, telling Amanda Price, she's all yours. Rebecca Troy going for the count, but it might be a little too early as Amanda Price able to kick out on one. Once again, Amanda Price kicking out. Rebecca Troy must be getting desperate. She's getting to the top rope now. She's willing to do anything to inflict pain on Amanda Price. There she goes with a hammer. Once again, knocking the former women's champion down. She's lining her up. Wants to go for the finisher, but Amanda Price counters, rolling her into a pin. 1, 2, what flexibility by the former women's champion, Amanda Price. And there's Rebecca Troy with the corkscrew, taking Price down. And what a devastating move, using her leg as leverage to slam her head right into the ring canvas. Rebecca Troy Irish whipping Amanda into the ropes. And what a slam. You can tell that knocked the wind out of Amanda Price as she had to roll out of the ring, just get a breather. But now she's coming back with a counter. And here she is, slamming Rebecca Troy's head into the top turnbuckle. Amanda Price lining her up for a big move, running across the ring. She went for a clothesline, but no, Rebecca Troy able to get the elbow in to save herself. And there she goes, just dropping Amanda Price across the top rope. The throat hitting, the rope digging into her throat there. And Troy going for the win. 1, 2, but no, Amanda Price kicks out on 2. Here comes Troy. Just driving the elbow right into the chest of Amanda Price. He's now lining her up once again, going for that finisher maneuver. Amanda Price once again countering, and here she comes with an angle slam. 1, 2, no, Rebecca Troy gets the shoulder up. Somehow Rebecca Troy able to kick out of Amanda Price's angle slam. A move taught to her by her mentor. Usually that's all she needs to pick up the win, but Troy, being as resilient as ever, was able to kick out. And here goes Amanda Price, going for a leg drop off the top rope. But Troy able to roll out of the way, nobody home. And an Irish whip to the ropes. And a super kick by Rebecca Troy, taking Amanda Price down. Rebecca Troy going for her finisher for the 3rd time. Will be enough. And she comes in with the Empress choke. Will Amanda Price tap out for the 2nd time in a row here? No, Price manages to wiggle out. She refused to tap out again. I think Rebecca Troy went to go for a statement, wanting to win this match by submission to further humiliate the former women's champion here. Amanda Price coming back though. She's getting herself warmed up, getting herself amped up. She has Rebecca Troy against the ropes. Troy seems to be in a lot of trouble at this point. Amanda Price now locking in the sleeper hold. Looking for a tap out on Rebecca Troy. Will she tap out? And no! Rebecca Troy knocked out! Amanda wins! Amanda Price wins by a knockout! She just completely made Rebecca Troy go to sleep! Amazing, folks! This is 2 nights in a row! 2 matches in a row where Rebecca Troy had lost by a knockout. Amanda Price once again showing her technical skills in the ring, her mastery of technical wrestling. Engaging Rebecca Troy with a sleeper hold. She thought she was going to be able to pick up the 3 count with the angle slam. But no, Rebecca Troy being resilient, able to kick out. Amanda Price seemed to be in a lot of trouble with that super kick. But in the end, after knocking the wind out of Rebecca Troy, she puts her in the sleeper hold. It wasn't a tap out. She just beat Rebecca Troy the same way the Witch did. Amanda Price celebrating right here at Hard Rock Stadium in these last days of summer in a stadium full of these beautiful people. Thanks to the Witch, making sure Rebecca Troy had to go through the match. My mind is just blown right now how Rebecca Troy just lost by knockout for the 2nd time in a row. First in the hands of the Witch in the last woman standing match at Summer Bash, and now right here on Wednesday Night Brawl. Amanda Price making her go to sleep with that devastating sleeper hold. I can only imagine what Rebecca Troy is going to be thinking when she wakes up and finds out exactly just how she lost this singles matchup against Amanda Price. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up soon, we have our main event tonight as Hercules will be taking on the Chosen One, Steven Dynamite, in a non-title match. But the stipulation is, if Hercules can win tonight, if Hercules can beat the Chosen One in tonight's non-title match, Steven Dynamite will grant Hercules a championship match at the Rising Sun, which will be live streaming at Infinite Fantasy /Twitch.tv on September 20th. Live streaming live at the Tokyo Dome in Japan. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back after a short break. Hey, Elliot. What can I do for you, Mr. Hicks? I've been meaning to ask. Now that the Dudleys and the Hardys have had their Summer Bash tag team title matchup, when do me and Billy Cactus get our tag team title matchup? The Outlaws are in the back of the line, I'm afraid. Just like everyone else, just like everyone else. We have a big PLE coming up in Japan, and I thought a rematch between the Dudley Boys and the Hardy Boys would be a great attraction overseas. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You're a funny guy, Charles Elliott. I didn't think you had it in you, but seriously, when do we get our title match? I was not joking. If you want a shot at the tag team titles, you need to earn it, just like everyone else. I'll tell you what. I'll set up a match between you guys and the Dudley Boys on Dystopia this Friday. Whoever wins will get a tag team title match against the Hardy Boys in Japan. Okay, fine. I'll tell you what, Charles Elliott. Director Charles Elliott, Mr. Elliott, whatever you fancy pants call yourself these days. I agree to your terms. will beat those no good Dudley boys this Friday on Dystopia. And we'll see you and the tag team champions in Japan. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and it's time for tonight's main event. We're going to have Hercules going one-on-one with Steven Dynamite in a non-title match. But if Hercules manages to defeat the Grand Tour champion tonight, Steven Dynamite will personally grant him a Grand Tour championship match in Japan when we have our PLE event on September 20th, the Rising Sun, which will be live streaming at Infinite Fantasy /twitch.tv, coming from the Tokyo Dome, live in Japan. That will be September 20th, folks. Now, to get on to tonight's main event, the mighty Hercules, who had on Sunday night lost his World Heavyweight title against the Demon Dio Sebastian, now about to go one-on-one with the Chosen One, Steven Dynamite, right here on BRAWL.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring, representing the Old Gods from Athens, Greece, weighing in at 331 pounds, the mighty, the unbreakable Hercules!
You can see the focus on Hercules right now. You see it right in his eyes. This man is not happy. It was the main event. It was the one of the two main events at Summer Bash where Hercules had faced Dio Sebastian defending his World Heavyweight Championship over a month ago. Hercules gained the World Heavyweight Championship when he beat Dio Sebastian in a steel cage in 5 minutes. But it was a different story when it came to them colliding at Summer Bash. Dio Sebastian was hungry, he was focused, and he wanted the title back. And now, Hercules, after suffering a devastating loss, losing the title via tap out, submitting to the Demon Dio Sebastian, is looking for an opportunity to get a title match against Steven Dynamite when we have our event on September 20th in Japan. However, in order to challenge Steven Dynamite for the Grand Tour title, he first must defeat the very same man right here tonight in a non-title match for BRAWL's main event. Steven Dynamite had successfully defended the Grand Tour title Sunday night at Summer Bash's main event against the Russian gladiator Andre Armstrong in a best 2 out of 3 falls match. If you even want to call it a match, it was a 2-0 score as Stephen Dynamite managed to beat Andre Armstrong with both falls. Andre Armstrong not getting a single pin on the Grand Tour champion. And the Chosen One could not be more confident going into this non-title match right now here at Hard Rock Stadium, Miami, Florida. Here comes the bell. Hercules already looking at Armstrong Dynamite, but Dynamite using his agility to his advantage, taking on Hercules. Remember, it was 1 year ago, exactly 1 year ago, where it was the Chosen One, Stephen Dynamite, the fan favorite here in Grand Tour Wrestling, who had defeated the mighty Hercules, who at that point was 100% undefeated for the Grand Tour title. This is the first time since then these two are having a one-on-one matchup. Hercules again suffering a humiliating title loss against Dio Sebastian at Summer Bash last Sunday. And now he sees this one-on-one challenge laid out by Stephen Dynamite as an opportunity. If he can beat Dynamite here tonight, he will get a Grand Tour title match against this very same man when we have our event in Japan on September 20th. However, things are not looking good. Despite the size difference, Stephen Dynamite showing his experience against Hercules. And here's Hercules getting a cheap shot in on the Grand Tour champion, but Dynamite able to see the next attack coming. Without a doubt, Dynamite considered one of the very best in GTW. And here he comes with the moonsault. Hercules rolling away and nobody home. Here comes Hercules rolling up to a pin. One, but no. Stephen Dynamite able to roll out of the way. And Dynamite once again having Hercules against the ropes. Despite all that raw power from this so-called mighty god. Oh! Another cheap shot by Hercules. Dynamite just knows how to use leverage, knows how to use his agility, just knows how to run circles around this man. There's Dynamite, ready to finish this off quickly with a sweet chin music. He's tuning up the band and a kick right to the chin. 1, 2, and here's Hercules getting the shoulder up. Stephen Dynamite already starting this match off strong. There goes a small time bomb. Hercules able to maneuver out of the way. And here comes Hercules throwing Dynamite over the top rope. And here comes Hercules lifting him up, slamming him right into the steel rim of the ring. Remember, the mat only goes around towards the center. When you get to the rim of the ring, that's all steel. That's a steel frame just holding the whole ring up right there, and that's over 300 pounds of raw muscle slamming Dynamite right into it. And the Chosen One seems to be in a lot of trouble right now as Hercules takes him outside the ring. This is not a title match. Hercules can win any way he wants. It doesn't matter if it's submission, pinfall, or countout. If Hercules wins by any means necessary, he will get his title match. And here he comes. 1, 2, but Stephen Dynamite kicks out on 2. Once again, if Hercules wins by any means, he will be facing him once again on There's a Spear. He'll be facing him once again in Japan, and he's going for the win right now. Dynamite once again kicking out. Hercules looking to get the win the same way he did last week on BRAWL in the tag team match with that spear. And here comes Dynamite reversing. Hercules outside the ring. And Dynamite going over the top rope, meeting Hercules outside. The two now fighting right in front of me at the announcer's table. And an amazing high-flying move by the Grand Tour champion, Steven Dynamite. And here he is, throwing Hercules against the barricade. This mighty god seems to be in a lot of trouble. But here he is, catching Dynamite's foot. And oh my god, he just chokeslammed him on top of the barricade. The referee getting close to the countout. If Hercules is smart. Here he is. He gets Dynamite back into the ring. I was about to say if he was smart, he would have just laid Dynamite out and try and win this by a countout just to get his title match. It seems Hercules wants to win this match legitimately. Here's Steven Dynamite using his agility to his advantage. And there's Dynamite with the Psycho Cutter. Will he get the win with this finisher? One. No, Hercules gets the shoulder up. Amazing, Hercules getting the shoulder up after a 1 count, after Steve Dynamite utilizes his Psycho Cutter. And there's Hercules with an F5, and now he's setting the Grand Tour champion up. He's setting up, lining up for the God Spear, but Dynamite sees it coming and manages to get the knee up, countering Hercules. Now it's Dynamite going for a high-flying wrist maneuver, a moonsault. Hercules thought he was going to be able to win this matchup, breaking Dynamite in two with the God Spear. But ended up being on the receiving end of Dynamite's moonsault. And here's a net breaker right across the second rope. The two athletes now once again fighting outside the ring here tonight on a special edition of Brawl on the very last day of summer here at the Hard Rock Stadium at Miami, Florida. We're not too far from the Daytona Beach Theater where Summer Bash took place. And here's Hercules with a mighty clothesline on the Grand Tour champion. Dynamite in a lot of trouble right now. Both men agreeing to bring this back into the ring. It seems both of them don't want to end this by countout. They both want to see what they're made out of. Remember, it's been 1 year since these two have faced each other in a singles matchup. 1 year since Dynamite has beaten Hercules in that 60-minute Iron Man match to win the Grand Tour title. And here comes Hercules applying a submission hold on Steven Dynamite. Will the Grand Tour champion tap out? Will Hercules earn his title match at the Rising Sun? Live streaming straight from the Tokyo Dome in Japan. And there's Hercules with a massive spear, breaking him in two. But no, Dynamite able to get the shoulder up. Amazing, folks. Absolutely amazing. Hercules just can't keep the champion down. He Irish whips Dynamite into the corner. Dynamite counters. And here comes a DDT onto the mighty Hercules. He's now lining him up for the finisher. Steven Dynamite going for the Psycho Cutter for the second time. For the win. 1, 2. Hercules kicks out again. But Steven Dynamite not letting himself get frustrated. Once again, playing to the crowd here at the Hard Rock Stadium. Dynamite lining Hercules up. Off the top rope. Hurricanrana. What an amazing matchup this is turning out to be between these two competitors. This may possibly be, if Hercules can somehow win, a preview of what we'll see in Japan. But here comes Dynamite tuning up the band. Sweet chin music. Will this be enough? 1, 2, but no, again. Now you can see the visible frustration on Stephen Dynamite's face. He takes it to the top rope. Swanton bomb, but nobody home. Dynamite couldn't take him out with 2 psycho cutters. He couldn't take him out with 2 sweet chin musics. And Hercules, knowing Dynamite enough to roll out of the way when he goes for the Swanton bomb. Stephen Dynamite, Irish whipping Hercules, going for the arch twist. Hercules counters with a kick to the sternum. And with a massive headbutt, takes the champion down. Here comes Hercules, flying across the ring, throwing all 300 pounds into Dynamite. And here comes a massive body slam. 1, 2, but Dynamite kicking out, but barely. Here comes Hercules with an Irish whip. Once again, using a spear. Stephen Dynamite broken in half for the win. 1, 2. No, Dynamite again gets a shoulder up. Hercules visibly angry right now. He's wondering what it's going to take to put Dynamite away. Hercules now taking all his aggression, using all his strength and power. Oh, what's he planning? What is Hercules planning on the champion? Oh my God! What a massive drop kick! Listen to the excitement from the crowd here at the Hard Rock Stadium chanting, "This is awesome!" Hercules once again lining him up for the God Spear. And here he is! Just broke Dynamite in half with the God Spear. Dynamite completely laid out. This might be all Hercules needs to get his win. 1, 2, 3, and Hercules wins. Hercules will be facing Stephen Dynamite in Japan for the Grand Tour title at the next PLE The Rising Sun, September 20th. Oh, what's this? It looks like Hercules isn't done with the Grand Tour champion just yet. Earning his title match ain't enough. He's laying out more punishment on Stephen Dynamite. And there he is, throwing him against the stairs. Hercules. Ladies and gentlemen, I just can't believe what I just saw just now. Hercules just broke Stephen Dynamite in half with his signature God Spear, getting the win on the Grand Tour champion. And the stipulation for tonight's non-title match was that if Hercules won, that Stephen Dynamite would have to defend the Grand Tour title against Hercules for the main event at the Rising Sun, which will be live streaming at the Tokyo Dome straight across seas in Japan on September 20th. And I think what we got here was just a little taste of what we're going to see at the Rising Sun event, as Hercules not only beat Stephen Dynamite here tonight in this non-title match, but completely humiliated him. He completely broken him, smashing him into the steel stairs. Dynamite might be in critical condition, folks. We got so much coming up. Tune in as we have a special live stream date for Dystopia this Friday as opposed to Saturday. We will have the Outlaws facing the Dudley Boys in a #1 contender match. The winners will face the Hardys for the tag team titles at the Rising Sun. And now we have Hercules earning his championship match against Steven Dynamite for the main event, which will be live streaming September 20th. Infinite Fantasy /Twitch.tv. And don't forget to tune in this Friday for Dystopia. Also live streaming 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Infinite Fantasy /Twitch.tv. And for tomorrow night, for those who are into Infinite Fantasy's art live streams, Infinite Fantasy will be doing some live drawing tomorrow night at 7 p.m. right here on this channel on Twitch. We'll be getting live drawing as Infinite Fantasy will be drawing Morgan Rose, aka the White Witch, starting on the cover art for the upcoming audio story, The White Witch, the Girl from Salem, Part 1, which will be telling the origin story of how Morgan Rose becomes Salem's #1 superhero, the White Witch. That will be live streaming tomorrow. Live artwork coming up. Saturday will be Dystopia, where we'll be having the Outlaws in a #1 contender match against the Dudley Boys for the tag team titles. And coming up September 20th, live streaming straight from the Tokyo Dome in Japan, the Rising Suns PLE event. All right here at Infinite Fantasy /Twitch.tv. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great night live streaming right here at the Hard Rock Stadium, home of the Miami Dolphins, celebrating the last days of summer in this post-Summer Bash wrestling show. Ladies and gentlemen, have a good night. May your fantasies be infinite.